have a speaker tonight, Mr. Brian Pekari. Come on up, Brian. And Brian does not coordinate volunteer efforts for the city, but he coordinates volunteer efforts in the city. Like I said, we are specifically recognizing all of you who are listed here for the city programs, but there are many, many other things that volunteers do for the city. So Brian, please take a few minutes to share with us other great things that are going on.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Well, thank you, Mike and City Council. I think this is a great thing that you've put together, you know, because we look at this crowd, and as you mentioned, just the people in this room and the people who aren't here as well, there are so many who actually are the backbone to making this city what it is and being able to operate. So, you know, we see this tonight as a celebration for what all of you do, those who aren't here, and also to get recognition out there that to encourage, you know, people to get out and volunteer. And I know Mike had asked, and they had asked me before to kind of mention some of the things that that I've been involved with and the groups that I'm working with. We formed and founded a group called Tracy United to Make a Difference. That we just founded it back in September, and since then, in the last 8 months, it's just been a whirlwind. It's been fun. It's been rewarding. It's had its challenges, but it's all worth it at the end. And there's members all throughout here who have been a part of it, or we've touched, or we've collaborated with, and it's been a great thing. And they had asked me, why did we do it? Why did we start something like this? And I was thinking about it, and going back to, I guess, when I was growing up, community. You know, it's all about the community and everyone working together, just as we talked about, being the backbone. I grew up in a large family. There were 7 of us kids. My mother had 7 kids in her family. My father had 9 in his. Aunts and uncles had anywhere from 7 to 14 children. So these were like mini communities within the community. So, and you can imagine, we had to collaborate. We had to work together. There was plenty of discord and everything else that goes along with working with so many different personalities. But as I look back on that, I guess that was probably the evolution of it all. Everyone had to kind of help take care of each other, you know, and it was like handed down. You know, the oldest took care of the next oldest, and so on and so on. And so forth. So that was instilled, you know, at a young age, and then having an opportunity in some of the places I went to school, they encouraged it as well, and mentors and leaders and people like all of you here tonight, you know, people who have inspired, I know for me, to be able to reach out, and we call it try and make a difference. So it's called Tracy United to Make a Difference. The term and the name came from back again, this rewind going back to September, we were pre-elections. As we saw our country was very divided, we were hearing up to the point of the elections 50% Republican, 50% Democrat. We were, you know, a lot of emotions were going on. So, you know, united we stand, divided we fall. You know, if we could set an example of how to work together no matter what our political beliefs, no matter what our religious beliefs, no matter what our ethnic diversities, no matter what our economic challenges are, we can all work together, and that's what it's going to take, you know, to uplift and move our communities forward. So the model that we're looking at, it's just not only for Tracy, this can be modeled in Stockton, in Modesto, in Pleasanton, California, at our national government. It's just what we're built off of is collaborating, cooperating, communicating, and uniting to try and help uplift. And rewind a little bit to August, right around August 13th through August 16th. Some people may have seen there was this crazy guy in front of Freebird's World Burritos. They were doing a grand opening, and this guy was camping out for I hear someone recognizes and remembers that. This guy was camping out for, it was 4 days and 3 nights. And that person was me. There was a reason for it. It wasn't insanity, and I'll attest to that. What started as a joke with our family to say, you know, maybe I'll go and set up for overnight. I'll bring my workstation with me, my computer, my phone, spend one night, you know, because what they do is the first 25 people in line for the grand opening receive free burritos for a year. So, again, kind of as a joke with the family, why don't I go do that, you know, maybe one night. And then it developed into something more. It became into a cause. And our friends at the Boys and Girls Club termed it as camping out for a cause. So what I decided to do with the support of the family was, instead of for us to keep the burritos, was to donate it back to the community. So we chose the McHenry House, Tracy Family Shelter, and we were very fortunate, well, to say the least, for camping out for 72 hours ahead of time. I was the first in line. And the management from Freebirds were pretty excited about it. It was something different, and they offered to give another year for free. So we thought, in the spirit of this, because what it was all about was trying to start a ripple effect and to be the example, to donate that second year that went to the Boys and Girls Club. So what it was all about, it wasn't about us, but it was seeing, hey, let's see if we could get something going here, some momentum, some positive energy, especially with everything that's going on right now and a lot of the negative bantering going on, especially from our national government all the way down. So that's how this all kind of got started. Following the Freebirds, there were some friends who got inspired from it, and I went online and looked up to see, you know, is there something about making a difference? And I came up with, it's called Make a Difference Day. And it's the largest service day in the nation, where over 3 million people across the nation, they give back and they do service. So that's where the idea came up, is like, hey, well, let's see what we can get going. You know, so we thought, we started at the schools, and from there it branched out into service organizations, into the nonprofits, into businesses, and it grew to where we had over 80 different groups throughout the city and community that got involved and rallied. So within a 2-month period, that was one of the things we wanted to prove too, is that so many times we hear, you know, we don't, and I've done it myself, you know, I don't have enough time, I don't know how to do it, I don't have the resources, but we said, you know what, one of the books I had been reading at the time, it's by Wayne Dyer, it's called Excuses Be Gone, and I said, okay, no excuses on this, we're going to make it happen. So great people who are in this room tonight rallied to join the cause, and that's what it evolved to. Within 2 months, we put together this Make a Difference Day. Over 600 people were touched throughout the community involving. It became a second part as an initiative over a 3-month period, where we had over 5,000 participants, and we figured we probably were able to influence maybe over 12,000 people throughout our community. And it's not for the recognition or anything. Thank you, Terry. Terry's a big part of this. Sparkles, Miss Sparkles as well. She's been an incremental part of it. It was to see if we can get this momentum going, and it was a part of being the example. You know, as there's a famous quote by Mahatma Gandhi, you know, be the difference that you want to see in your life, be the difference. So that's, and be the change that you want to see. So that's kind of the way we've been moving along with it. And when we run into struggles or barriers, instead of letting it hold us back, we've went around it and just focused on the areas where we can make change. So that's kind of what we've done. And right now for National Volunteer Week, as Mike had mentioned, from April 21st through 27th, it's celebrated nationally. So there's some initiatives that are going on in town right now. You may have heard there's a lot of social media has been used on this. It's called Just One Can Make a Difference, and it's a canned food drive. And the donations are going back to Tracy Interfaith Ministries, and the Stockton Emergency Food Bank is helping us as well in a collaboration to be able to service and get all these cans back into the community where it's needed. We have 16 drop-off location sites all around town right now, ranging from the West Valley Mall. If you go out to the mall this weekend, you'll see by Tilts, they're building a structure. And one of our members here tonight, Christina, was one of the ones to help kind of get us going on that project from her architectural background. So that's one location, Kimball High School, Wanda Hirsch Elementary, George Kelly. It's a very diverse prudential realty world. And then, of course, Tracy Interfaith, McHenry, the McHenry Family Shelter. So just wanted to kind of mention that's one of the initiatives going on. Also, this Friday, there's an open mic, and that's a collaboration because, again, this is all what it's about, the community rallying together. It's going to be a collaboration between Tracy Unified School District as well as the Tracy Performing Arts Foundation, and the name of it is Just Don't Stand There, and it's going to be centering around anti-bullying, anti-violence, compassion, tolerance. People will be able to go up and express through song, poetry, rap, however they want to get that message out. So that's going to be this Friday. And then on Saturday, there's a Healthy Kids Fair, which is, and it's a triathlon at West High School. And the YMCA, they're sponsoring it. I don't know if many people know, we do have a Y here in Tracy. They call it a Y without walls, and they're working on trying to get a physical location. So they're doing a lot of their work out of Stockton, out of the San Joaquin section. But this is their first annual, and it's a collaboration where DARE is going to be involved. I believe the Lions Club. We're going to be supplying volunteers, West High School, some of the students, as well as Art Freeler School, and it's just, again, collaborating people together to try and make a difference, and it's to get the word out to a lot of our students and school children that as we're heading into summer, to think of healthy habits, stay healthy, because it's very easy to be caught up in the house with video games and not getting out there and staying active. So those are just a few initiatives that are going on. And again, just to commend everyone who's here, I just wanted to throw out a kind of a statistic. Last year, Americans volunteered 7.9 billion hours worth of, worth an estimated $170 billion of time. So that's across the nation. What I would be curious of is to see in this room, and those who are on the invitation and who aren't here tonight, to see what that number would be, how many hours have been put in over the last year, as well as how many dollars if you were to put a monetary number to that. And I would bet it would be a large amount of money and a large amount of hours. I was thinking, and this is coming from the business side and entrepreneurial side, is as if I was hiring, I would love to build my corporation and my sales force with who's in this room and who isn't. That's just a testament to the power that we have, behind the scenes here at Tracy. So keep up the good work. Encourage those who maybe don't know how to get involved, are intimidated to get involved. They don't know where to go, who to contact. Encourage them to come on out. And our whole theme is, no matter how little or how big you get involved in the community, it's that momentum moving forward, and it's contagious at that point. It builds those endorphins, and especially if people are in a stressful time right now, what a great way to filter that stress and shift it into a positive way to help others and to get out of whether it's a rut or challenging times. And it's thinking outside of ourselves to help others and expecting nothing back at that point. So thank you for your time, and keep up the great work, everyone.
Don't run off, Brian. On behalf of the mayor, the council, and the entire city, we'd like to present you with a certificate of appreciation for all you've done to help make Tracy a better place.
This is, it's hard for me to accept this because it's on behalf of everyone. There's a lot of people behind the scenes, but thank you.
Thank you.